Okay, so talk about the morning trade here. This is our standard chart that we trade from. So we're at the 48 on both ES as well as VIX. So obviously, those are good times because we can see what's happening, and we expect it to be the opposite. So we had a nice rejection here on VIX. So you can see it trying the 48 1, 2, 3 times on the 2 minute. And then we see this purple cloud forming with a blue outline. So when I see that, that's usually a very good indication that things are happening. You can also see the 512 EMA cloud starting to form here. So I mean, so when you look at all of those things, it is very bearish for VIX. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3, we have this rejection. We have purple cloud, blue outlines. We have 512 forming. We're below the 48. So once I saw this, then I got into calls here on the ES, well, the SPX. But so on this EX chart, you could see that it started off, going down and pretty negative. Usually, we've seen from experience that it will stay on the same side, even though it could go to the other side. But it's more likely, in my experience, that it will bounce. Then we get the same on VIX. Then we have this entry here. So I got into, and I posted that I was in calls. I got out, locked in most of my profits when we approached the Mancini level. And then I kept a couple of runners. They got stopped out on this move down. And then, so at this point, we could see VIX coming up. It's staying below the danger zone. But, more importantly, ES is staying above the 512, the green cloud. And I said, hey, when we saw this candle and we came down, I said, look, this is very bullish. Around this time, I said, this is very bullish for ES because we're staying above this green cloud. And I mean, you gotta recognize that we're staying above this cloud. We're riding it. Okay. So this then, if you look at the 1 minute charts on ES as well as VIX, we had re-entry signals. So when we got to this point, this was also exactly when we got the yellow outline on the danger zone back. And from what we've said is that's a good place to stay in a trade. Obviously we were out, so this is exactly where I got back in once I got the re-entry signals on the 1 minute charts. I got the yellow outline, and I was able, and then we have this new push tag over here saying, hey, we see a big push here and another one here. So, I was able to get in. And I told you guys, hey, as soon as we're above the Mancini pivot and we retest, and that's exactly what we got here. So here we're above it. This candle came down, retested it, didn't completely touch it, but retested it, and up we go. So this was the entry, I mean, that I typed in. I said, hey, above, retest. This is very bullish. We're staying above it. So this was a very nice run up here. But yeah, I mean, so that's basically how I was able to read this entry. So I got in here, made some good money, 50-60% on some of the contracts, stopped out, and then got back in around here. And so now I just have my runners that's gonna hopefully stay in much longer. Any questions? Vic, does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. I got that.
Okay,
have a
well,
quick question for you. The push indicator, is that only for the ES or is that also for everything?
it's for anything, but I think I only put it on a 2-minute chart.
Okay. That's
So
so
now
on
my
a 2 minute.
question to everyone else is, will you be able to read this the next time and get in because of what I just told you? I mean, because I mean, this comes down to learning to read the patterns so that you can take the trade next time without any help. Now, obviously, Andre and Trader 17, they're working to get really good at this so that they can tell you guys exactly when to get in, and anyone else that wants to become part of core team. But ultimately, you should be able to do this yourself. I mean, the signals are pretty clean. I mean, yesterday was a tough day to trade, but today it was very clean. I mean, we're riding the EMA clouds. We're getting a re-entry on the 1-minute charts. And so, I mean, so it was okay to miss this first one. That was a little bit more risky because the VIX could have just come back up. But like I say, it looked pretty clean to me. But this second one on the re-entry, and I mean the M2 tool, uh, told you as well that there was a re-entry. And if you go to Discord, and you look at the SPY alert, so that re-entry we said was 10:23. So if we go to Discord and we look at um, so that is ES. Let's see, alerts. I'll clean this up a little bit, but ES. I just want to see if I put it in here properly so you guys can get it in here. But it also came through on my M2 tool that on a re-entry. So look at those things. We'll keep cleaning it up, but you should be able to look at the chart and know that you should be getting into a trade. Okay. And don't be shy to let other people know. And then also I have this diamond. So if you use this shared link, you'll see that there's a diamond as well. So that's based on buying power. That's something else I'm testing. So that's on top of the push tag. So if it's a yellow diamond, then there's a lot of buying power coming into it. If there's a blue diamond, then there's a lot of selling power coming into it. And, so this right here before we went up, I got this blue diamond saying, hey, there's a lot of selling power. So that had me a little bit nervous, but I was still looking at VIX and got in at the right time.
Hey Frank, to see the push tag, is there anything that you check? Will you check to see that?
No, you should just see it if you open up the chart on the 2 minutes.
I see it on the 1 minute on the ES. I don't see it on the 2 minute on SPX.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I'll take a look. It should be on both. I'm sure you'll guys notice that like on on this chart I'm actually using different versions of the indicator, so it might be slightly outdated. I broke the trend trader into the trader and then the higher time frame things that's separate. And it's just quicker to load, so so you don't, and it uses less memory, so it actually works a little bit faster. But it's multiple indicators instead of just one. Okay, any other questions?